What's up, everybody? Welcome to Normieville.
Well, we call you normies.
So we're back on Ja Morant's neck, y'all. Yes. There are new developments in the impending doom of Ja Morant's situation. Now, I did a video, done a lot of videos on Ja Morant, from the initial video he did on Instagram to the second video he had where he was in the Jeep, his shoes selling out on the sneakers app while they were taking off the Nike app, Steven Jackson and everybody else having their opinion about his situation and all that. I've done various videos. I should make a playlist for them actually, so that you all can see the progression of his situation. But in any case, he was suspended after the second video. Well, after the first video, he was suspended for 8 games. He did his little, apology tour. He did therapy and whatnot, came back. After the second video you saw recently, he was suspended pending an investigation. He was suspended from all things Grizzlies and all things NBA till the investigation is over with. Well, the punishment is now about to come. Yes, what's coming down the pike for Ja Morant is looming in the coming days and weeks. As you can see in this article right here, this is from CBS Sports, and it reads, Adam Silver says punishment for Grizzlies Ja Morant to be announced after the NBA Finals. Yes. Now, I know why he made this move, which you could probably assume why that is, but I'm going to read here in the article and explain why Adam Silver chose to have this announcement after the finals. And he doesn't allude to what the punishment might be, but we can all assume, right? So let's get into the article. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver addressed the media on Thursday prior to Game 1 of the 2023 NBA Finals between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Among many topics he covered was the Ja Morant situation. While Silver was somewhat vague, his comments make it seem like the Memphis Grizzlies guard will face significant punishment. Nothing will be announced until after the NBA Finals have concluded, however. Quote, "We've uncovered a fair amount of additional information since I was last asked about the situation," Adam Silver said. Now remember, he went on with, I believe, Malika Andrews during the playoffs, and she asked him directly about it, and he was vague about it then, but apparently since then, he has more information. Silver said, "We probably could have brought it to a head now, but we made the decision, and I believe the Players Association agrees with us that it would be unfair to these players and these teams in the middle of the series to announce the results of that investigation. And given that we're in the offseason, he's been suspended by the Memphis Grizzlies indefinitely, so nothing would have changed anyway in the next few weeks. It seemed better to park that at the moment and at least any public announcement. And my sense now is that shortly after the conclusion of the finals, we will announce the results of that investigation." Now, in my opinion, because again, a lot of the high-powered teams are not in the finals, the Lakers or the Bucks or whoever else, the 76ers and everybody else, right? The Clippers, they've all been knocked out of the playoffs. So right now, it's the Heat and the Nuggets, right? So it's already going to have low viewership and low ratings because of these teams that are in the finals. So announcing Ja Morant's punishment now would actually probably overshadow the finals, and that would be unfair to the teams that are currently in the finals. They want their shine, they want their viewership, they want their praise for their efforts during the finals, and they want this to be a profitable watched game. So announcing this in the finals would probably be bad all around for the teams, the players, and for the NBA. So he'll announce it after the finals, which would still bring some light to the NBA. Even though it would be bad for Ja Morant, it would still be, I would say, in essence, it would still be good publicity for the NBA post-playoffs or post-NBA finals. So I understand that. Morant was suspended for 8 games this season after he posted a video of himself flashing a gun inside a strip club in the Denver area following a game against the Nuggets. Though he did not face criminal charges, Silver chided him for irresponsible, reckless, and potentially very dangerous conduct. I agree. Again, a lot of people have argued, well, he has a right to carry a weapon and everything. And we get that, okay? Nobody's arguing his constitutional right to carry a firearm or even have it or even show it on video. The problem is he works for the NBA. Much like Disney or any other high-level corporation, these are not things you can do in the wrong setting. Now, again, Steven Jackson alluded to that this might be some type of racial issue because there was another Caucasian man, and I believe I illustrated this in a video prior, that he carried a firearm and things like that. But the problem with that is that guy was doing it in a weapon store, in a gun store. He did it at his home. He was shown hunting. These are things that people normally do with firearms. Okay, not toting it in a Jeep driving down the street listening to hip hop music. That's not a proper setting to be brandishing a weapon in your personal time. You understand? So for everybody that's saying, well, yeah, he could carry a firearm. Why is it just him? He can do it and he can't do it. That's not the problem. So do not mix the two. Do not conflate, if I'm using that word correctly, not conflate the two. They're not the same, okay? But let's read some more. Quote, I've thought about whether the initial suspension was long enough, Silver said. And Joe Dumars, who is here, was in the room with me when we met with Ja, and he knows John longer than I have. For me at the time, an 8-game suspension seemed very serious. And the conversation we had, and Tamika Tremilago, if I'm probably messed that up, from the Players Association was there as well. Felt heartfelt and serious. There were people with Adam Silver when he talked to Ja Morant, that when he handed down the punishment, they were there and they thought that it was serious enough. They thought that it was the punishment was well enough to where Ja Morant would have got the point. Apparently he did not. But I think he understood that it wasn't about his words. It was going to be about his future conduct, as in most punishments. I guess in hindsight, I don't know. If it had been a 12-game suspension instead of an 8-game suspension, would it have mattered? Probably not. I know it seemed based on precedent, and he's represented, and we want to be fair in terms of the league. It seemed appropriate at the time. That's all I can say. Maybe by definition, to the extent we've all seen the video, that it appears he's done it again. I guess you have to say maybe not. Again, in hindsight, you punish somebody and then they go do it again, and you wonder, was the punishment you gave at first enough? Like he's saying, if it was 12 games to the 8 games, would it have mattered? Would he have gone back to this or not? Again, you think in hindsight, you never know. Me personally, I don't put it on the punishment you gave, because the fact that you gave punishment means you were trying to discipline him, and you were trying to show him that what he did was wrong. If he goes back, do it again, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. That means you didn't get the point, right? Let's read a little bit more. During his suspension, Morant briefly attended a counseling program in Florida. Upon his return, he told the media that he doesn't have a problem with alcohol and instead sought treatment to learn how to manage stress, cope with stress in a positive way, instead of ways I tried to deal with it before that caused me to make mistakes. In addition, Morant noted he wanted to be more responsible moving forward. Now, I remember when he had that interview with what was his name? Jalen Rose. He had a conversation with him that was made public. And he said all these things. I want to learn how to deal with my anger. He didn't have a bad time. To me, it essentially boils down to a bad choice, which he seemingly continues to make. We've all had moments where we maybe have unwind a little bit with the alcoholic beverage and things of that nature. And responsible people know their limits, and they know what not to do while they're intoxicated. And they don't let themselves get to a limit where they cease to think rationally. All right? To me, this is the first time Ja Morant's done this. Probably just the first time he got caught, because he decided to record it on Instagram Live. And the second time, yes, his friend was holding the camera. So if you want to somehow give some accountability to his friend for turning the camera around with him holding a weapon, whatever. But had he not been holding the camera, Ja Morant would still be holding a weapon in a way that was not proper. You understand what I'm saying? So whether he was shown or not, in my eyes, it just would have popped up against somewhere else down the line, maybe in a worse situation. You know what I mean? So it was just inevitable that he would have got caught doing something bad or something that put the NBA in a bad light or his team in a bad light or himself. However, just a month after the Grizzlies were eliminated from the playoffs in the first round by the Los Angeles Lakers, Morant was once again seen holding a gun in an Instagram Live video. He was quickly suspended from all team activities indefinitely, and the league opened an investigation. Adding to the drama is the fact that the weapon in the video are not only controversial incidents Morant has been involved over the past year. According to reports, he allegedly beat up a teenager during a pickup basketball game and threatened a shoe salesman. Furthermore, police in Memphis had to do a wellness check on Morant last month after he made cryptic Instagram posts. Now, there was also a situation where there was some kind of laser pointer pointing at a team that he was opposing one night. And I believe a member of his entourage did it. I don't know if it was him specifically or somebody else he was with. But there have been a lot of controversial situations that Ja Morant has been in. This is just the latest. And so Ja Morant, for one, I believe is hanging out with people that aren't in his best interest, or at the very least, people that he shouldn't hang out with because it makes him look bad. And two, as an individual, he's making bad choices on his own, which is now coming back to bite him in the butt. He had a ray of hope earlier with the shoes that sold out, the Ja Morant ones, whatever. That was nice for Nike, really, in the NBA, and not for him, because he only see a particular percentage of the proceeds, I assume, because he has some type of deal with Nike, right? But inevitably, his NBA career is literally hanging in the balance because of his actions, because of people he's chosen to hang with, because of things that he's chosen to publicize on social media, on live. So whatever happens to him at this point will be solely his fault. He will have nobody to blame but him. And the only way he will be able to say I'm sorry now is through his own actions in the future. Because like most of us, when we get caught doing something bad more than once, your words now mean nothing. So he's going to have to keep his nose clean for the foreseeable future for him to have a future in the NBA, and for two, to perceive himself as an upstanding citizen in our country, in the world, to not be looked at like a thug or some young hooligan. But we'll see. Only time will tell. Until then, I am waiting for the punishment, and when it comes down, you know I will be here to report it, as I always do. So, thank you for attending another episode of Normieville. Let me know what you think about Ja Morant's impending doom down in the comment section. You know me, I'm just a normie, here to bring you the latest and greatest in sports, entertainment, and politics. Let me know what you think about this down in the comment section. Please, please hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and that notification bell on your way out of the door. And I will see you on the next video.